It's called the activity series.
Do it right this. Yes. Yes.
Get some water. Test is Monday.
So, it's gonna take up like half a page. It's gonna take up a lot.
It'll probably take a full page for the samples. All right. The activity tells us the order in which elements react. We've written lots of equations. Do all the equations we've written actually occur? No, I make up lots of examples of reactions. But all of the equations we've been writing don't actually occur. Okay? So, how is it we go about figuring out if reactions actually occur? We're going to learn something else later in the semester. But this is one method we can use to figure out if a reaction will actually occur. When you mix the elements, when you mix the compounds, will the reaction actually take place?
No, I thought this was like an actual activity, not like.
No,
I thought those orange sheets were first.
No, you will do the orange sheets next week in a different activity, but not today. I think yours are actually green.
I thought this was like fun game.
No, you don't do 1, 2. And last time I did it last semester with my class, they got really pissy about it. I don't know. They were like, "Can't you just give us a worksheet?"
because like this that matches stuff, ain't it?
Yeah, they got really annoyed. But we'll do it. We test Monday, about Thursday or Friday. Probably Friday would be my best guess.
Is it going to be on the test?
I need more grades in the book.
Is this going to be on the test? Yes, it will be the last 4 questions of the test.
Why?
Why? Because I can. It's also part of the exam. 16 points of the test. The last 4 questions. All right? So, we're going to read the activity series in 2 ways. All right? The first one has to do with a series of arrows. So, if your equation has water, an acid, or oxygen in the equation, we will use the arrows on the activity series to determine if the reaction occurs. If the equation has water, an acid, or oxygen in the equation, we will use the arrows on the activity series to determine if a reaction actually occurs. I know, I'm going to explain it in a minute. Now, will all equations have water and acid or oxygen? Of course not. So, the second way we can read it is if there's not any of those things. The element that's by itself must be above the element it is displacing in the chart. So, in order to use this, we have to analyze each equation to figure out what it has and how to read the chart. All right, we caught up. I'm just looking over there at my piece of paper that's lost its sticky on the blind. I'm gonna have to fix it.
See, you say I go CD, Annabelle?
I'll fix it third period.
She gets mad because I thought wrestling. Yeah, I can't.
I probably need to do a piece of tape because the blinds are kind of dusty.
I'll clean up extra great.
Thank you. All right, is everybody caught up with us? All right, so if you will turn to page 7, I think it is on your reference table. Okay? You get to write on your chart again. So, if you look at the activity series, you get to write a couple things on your chart. For right now, because you'll know all this again by the end of the year. But for right now, on your chart, it says replace hydrogen with cold water. Because you don't know what cold water is. Let me change this because most of you are like, what's that say? Janelle. All right. Cold water has to have the symbol of L. So you put water with a L beside it. In order to be cold water, yes, put that on your chart. What you said. H2O with an L behind it.
So that one is an L.
It's an L. I had a cursive L and everybody would have said, is that an E? So I changed it to an L. All right. Now, for the section that says replace with steam. Steam is still water. So it's still going to say plus water. The only difference is it'll say plus water is a what? It'll say it is a gas. It'll say plus H2O is a gas. Now, the next section says replace hydrogen from acids. All acids have to start with what element? They have to start with hydrogen, so they're easy to recognize. And then the last section says it reacts with oxygen to form oxides. Now, if you're not sure where the arrow ends, and you want to draw lines so that you know where the arrow ends, you may do that. Okay? You need to do it now. You see how the arrow goes to the bottom of NA? The arrow goes to the bottom of CD. The arrow goes to the bottom of H. The arrow goes to the bottom of HG. If you want to draw those in, do it now. Right out.
No. And that's you and Joyce.
Over there. All right, so if we look at zinc plus water. Now, this works just like what we've just done, except that before we predict the products, we're going to figure out, does it occur? If the answer's no, we're going to write no reaction instead of figuring out, oh yeah, it did occur in finding the products. Okay? So, yeah, but we're not doing that for everything. There's only 4 of those on the test. The last section.
So annoying.
So, zinc plus water is a liquid. So, the first thing we have to do, and using the chart, because it's read 2 ways. Do we have water and acid or oxygen? We're going to check the arrows first. Not everything will fit with the arrows. But if we have Water is a liquid, water is a gas, hydrogen or oxygen, we read using these 4 arrows. Okay? So we're always going to check to see if we read with the arrows before we go with the order of the elements. So my first equation example has what in it? Water is a liquid. Water is a liquid is, whoops, wrong way, is this section right here. So is zinc in that section?
No.
So if zinc, which is where, right here, is not in that section, the answer is, does zinc react with cold water? No. So, no reaction.
So it's gonna be yes or no answers?
If the answer is yes, we're going to predict the products.
But if it's no, you just say no.
And if it's no, you just say no reaction.
But if you don't have it, that makes sense. Balance them?
Yeah. Yes, it makes sense.
If the answer is yes, we predict the products and balance. Yes, ma'am.
Can you write like a small explanation why it would be no reaction before I know the
Because zinc is not in the range of water as a liquid. Is that what you want me to say? Okay, zinc is not in the range of water as a liquid.
So we use so we read the other element, the one in the front, the Z and the SN, essentially.
I'm going to show you how to do the next one. Hang on one second. I just wanted to write something for Raquel since she asked. All right, so for the next one, do SN plus O2. Do I have something that fits one of the 4 arrows?
Yeah.
Yeah, which arrow do I have this time? The oxygen arrow. Okay, so if I go back to the chart, let me get rid of my green I put in here. All right, so I'll pick my highlighter here.
Pretty cool.
All right, so the oxygen arrow is the big long arrow, right? Is SN anywhere in that range?
Yes.
Yeah, SN is here. Okay, so it is in the range of that long arrow. The only 3 metals that are not in the range of one of those 4 arrows are down here: silver, platinum, and gold. And those are fairly unreactive metals. They'll react with some things, but it's pretty rare. All right, so what's going to happen now?
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. And you don't necessarily have to write yes. I'm just writing yes for Raquel over there since she likes that kind of thing. All right, so if the answer is yes, you need to predict the products. Okay? Predict the products and balance. So, tell me what kind of reaction this is. Is it single, double, combustion, synthesis, or decomposition? How do you know it's synthesis for those people who are still staring at it going, I don't know?
There's a plus sign.
There are 4 kinds that have plus signs. It's an element plus an element. Okay? Because you know this is an element plus an element. That's how you knew it was synthesis. Okay? That's how we know it was synthesis. Now, because it's synthesis, what are we going to do with these 2 things? Okay, put them together. SNO. Now, 10 has more than 1 oxidation number. Did I tell you which one I had to have? You choose.
Wait, what?
You can choose.
Just leave it.
Okay?
I choose 4.
If you had chosen 2, that would be the answer. If you had chosen 4, like, who was it I heard? Kevin said, SN plus O2 would be SNO2. I would have taken either one of those answers. Now, Kevin's equation would be balanced as is. Cecilia's equation would need to have a 2 and a 2. I would take either answer.
Any reaction, right?
Huh?
It's any reaction.
It's a synthesis reaction, and because 10 can be a +2 or +4.
Hello?
Yes,
Could Faith come up to Gavin's and bring her stuff?
yes. Because it can be either, you need to show one of them. It doesn't matter to me which one. As long as you showed either one, I would give you credit.
Wait, why is it?
Right, why are we thinking, oxidation?
Because I didn't tell you which oxidation number. I just gave you SN, okay? But I didn't specify which oxidation number. So you just need to show me an equation with SN in it. I would give you credit for either one.
So I could do
SN07.
No, because on your oxidation sheet, it doesn't give you 7.
It's only
Look up SN or 10 on your oxidation sheet. Tell me what oxidation numbers are listed beside 10.
What's 2 + 4?
That's why we chose either +2, which is what it says here, or Kevin's +4 down there. All right, Cecilia picked +2, Kevin picked +4. I would take either of those answers. You can't use +7 because +7 is not an option on the chart. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to take one of the oxidation numbers that it gives us on the chart.
Yes.
To use.
Yes.
We could get a whole bunch of different.
Yeah. But in this case, there were only 2 options, Hallie. You just had to pick one or the other. Okay? I would give you credit for either choice. You know, on the sheet y'all just did, and y'all were asking Miss Wall, why'd you give me that iron 3? Why didn't you just write iron? Why'd you give me that Roman number 3? And I was like, oh, it's just to confuse y'all, so y'all will write it down. Is it really to confuse y'all?
No.
It's so you guys know which one to use in the equations, right? There I didn't say which 10 to use, and now y'all are all, you didn't tell me which one to use, Ms. Wall. I can't win. Now y'all are mad because I didn't tell you what Roman number to use.
It'd be like that.
It's kind of neat.
If I gave you manganese, you would have, what, 7 options to pick from?
Give them a higher chance of getting it
Yeah,
right.
that's a lot more. You're the one who has to agree.
Have fun.
I'm gonna give you like 7. Or anyone that.
All right, what about Cu plus HCl?
Oh my god. That was Aquarius. This is an
acid,
acid, right?
Yeah.
All right, what is HCl?
Acid.
It's an acid. It's one of the what you're supposed to know.
Aquarius.
What kind of acid? Aquarius, is that what it is?
Aquarius.
I didn't say that. I said Aquarius. Aquarius.
Aqueous? I thought you were talking about some geological symbol or something. You're talking about aqueous dissolved in water?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
What it goes down, I didn't say nothing.
Don't worry. They haven't written down anything on a test or quiz yet when I ask about symbols. We'll see what they know. Particularly at the end of the year when I ask things and they write down some of the weirdest things on the planet. I'll remind them.
To study that.
All right, so Cu plus HCl. All right, which of those arrows is the acid?
Start with the H.
The third one, right?
We didn't get the right answer.
It's just Cu plus HCl.
Can we get a non-reactive?
So, which one is Cu in there?
No.
Cu's down here, right?
Right.
No reaction.
So what do you write?
Yeah.
No
reaction.
I like that one.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, why?
This is like just gonna have some. I feel it.
That's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
This one's for Madison.
Oh, no. Why?
What we talked about yesterday.
Madison, what did you type?
I don't know.
No exception.
Oh, it's the exception thing?
Yeah, when you said, can't I just remember it has water, so it's synthesis? And I said, no,
Yeah.
here it comes. All right, so Mg plus water. All right,
Yes, it's not water. There's a G. So, it's still water, it's just in a different state.
Yeah, but.
all right. So we have water.
Okay.
It's a gas. Is Mg in this range?
Yeah.
All right. Now, this one is a metal plus water. Is this single, double, synthesis, decomposition, or combustion?
Double.
Single displacement. It's an element plus a compound. All right? It's the one that I told you yesterday I'd talk about today because it's an exception. So if you look at your orange card under single displacement, all right? Find single displacement.
All right.
Tell me what it says for the metal plus water under single displacement.
MOH plus H2. No, I'm tired of hating like that. I'm just not participating.
Okay? MOH plus H2. I like people who participate. Just let them hate over there.
I'm not
All
bad.
right, so who's the M?
Magnesium.
Okay, magnesium. And then OH plus H2. And then this is a compound, so we need to do our oxidation numbers. +2, -1, bring our 2 down. Okay? And that is correct. Now, this is what happens if you don't do it that way. Mg plus water. People look at it and they go, oh yeah, single displacement. They say +2, +1, -2. I'm switching. I got Mg, I got O, I got H. It's diatomic. +2, -1. Bring my 2 down. Whoops. Bring my 2 down. I cancel. I got it.
I got it.
See a problem?
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it?
The H.
Is it the same product?
How is it the same thing?
No.
There's only one O, 2 H's.
This is the same.
I don't know.
Is this the same?
No.
This is the wrong compound. Okay? So if you do it as a traditional single displacement equation, the way I showed you, you will get the wrong answer. Okay? Now, the only way to get the right answer and do it as a traditional single displacement is to change water into HOH. If you do it that way, it will work just like the way it shows you on the orange card. Okay? Or you can just do it the way it shows you on the orange card. The only one that will get you is the metal plus water. Okay? None of the other ones will get you. But that's why I told you yesterday, you can't just look at it and go, it's got water. It's got to be synthesis. Because water, a metal plus water will get you. All right. Yes. How do you what? Because it says H2 on the orange card. It says MOH plus H2. You see where we're at? Single displacement. Okay? All right. So, I want to do the one at the top. We're there 4 minutes. All right? Yeah.
On the last one, why didn't you balance?
Because I figured at this point y'all knew how. Yeah, I just didn't do it at this point on the last few because I'm assuming at this point that we know how. Okay.
I don't need to.
No, you need to balance everything. I'm just assuming at this point y'all know how.
I got lucky.
No, you didn't get lucky. All right, so tell me what's different about this one. What don't we have? We don't have any water. Do we have an acid? Do we have plus oxygen? So how are we going to do this if we can't use an arrow? All right. All right. The element alone must be above the element it's displacing. So how are you going to know who it's displacing? Oxidation numbers. CD is +2, lead is +2, NO3 is -1. So who is displacing who?
Not me.
CD is displacing PB. The ones that are switching are displacing. So, since CD is positive and lead is positive, Those are the two that are displacing. So who is alone? Who is alone? Okay, people. When you look at the equation, who is alone? Nothing else is with it. Okay, so CD must be above PB. So is CD above PB?
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So when you look here, okay, CD and PB, we're not doing fractions. Is CD above PB?
Yes.
Then it's a yes, and you single displace the way we always have.
Why did you have to why did you have to know if it was why did you have to know if it was yes or no?
Why would you have to know it was yes or no?
Yeah.
To find if you.
To figure out if you need to predict the product.
Okay.
All right? Now, for homework,
Oh.
you have to finish your worksheet. And fill out your phones like it was the other night.
Well, so this is what you guys did yesterday, but we're just adding on.
Yeah, yesterday was synthesis and decomposition.
Right, and then you're doing the same thing as what's on the homework, but you're adding this.
Yeah. All right, those 5 use the activity series. Okay? You're using the activity series. If it's no, write what? No reaction. If it's yes, do what? Predict the balance. So if you finished the worksheet earlier, you're only doing those 5. If you don't have a phone, I will upload that to the website. So if you don't have a phone, Linda, I'm going to upload that to the website if you've got a way to check the website. Okay? Everybody got it? Because I need to print it so I can upload it. Is there anybody besides Linda who needs a copy of it? Nobody? Just Linda?
Oh, what? I think it's just.
All right, hold on, Linda. Where you got to be third period? Hang on, I'll print your copy so you don't have Bye. What?
Apparently she didn't see you.
I'm waiting on this wall. I'm trying to go there. Mom, go can just send it to me. She's going to send it to me. Well, she's already doing it now. So I told you to go.
Bye. Oh, yes. Yeah, because somebody else asked me, I was like, where's the name in the watch? I think it's a big thing.
Hey man, need some chips. And some chips. Takis. I had $1. 50 cents each. You take payments tomorrow? It's $1, right?
There you go. I ain't know how to copy it.
I guess. I'll pay tomorrow. Oh yeah, I know you good. I'm good. It's like the white. Like original chips.
You heard about Trump's lawyer?
Yeah.
What
I
you
don't
think
like Trump, so I thought it was fabulous.
about it? You think he's going to jail?
Oh, they've already